Welcome back, everybody. Our next guest is the Assemblyman. Actually, he's our first guest. He's the Assemblyman of the 79th District of New York, and he's gonna discuss the importance of voting in this year's upcoming election. We'll probably touch on some census stuff. And please welcome to the show the DNC Vice Chair and Assemblyman Michael Blake. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Always good to see you, Doctor. How you doing?
I know we got to take a deep breath. You've been working hard, man. Every time I talk to you, you've been doing this, you've been doing that, and you're bouncing, man. I guess this is the time to do it, right?
You know, this is game time. You know, we're less than 8 weeks out from Election Day. You know, less than a few weeks from the census. So many things happening all at the same time.
Yeah.
We can't sit on the sidelines. We got to keep it rocking.
54 more days to Election Day. What are we doing to try to protect? There's a lot of people trying to keep people from voting. And John Lewis said it best. He says, if you don't think voting is important, why do you think so many people are trying to keep you from doing it? And there's a lot of things out there. It's called voter suppression. Talk about it.
It's incredibly concerning, but we got to press through. You know, when we think about what's at stake, you know, I've been telling people a lot that by the time we get to Election Day, unfortunately, we'll be in a scenario where, you know, about 200,000 plus Americans would have lost their lives because of COVID. And it's unacceptable. And so you wonder what's at stake. The funding for our local small and minority-owned businesses, the opportunities for you to go back to school with your kids. Think about how you're trying to figure out childcare, what's happening around housing. And so when we talk about what's going on with voting, yes, absentee voting and vote by mail is a critical element to make it easier. But we also want to say you will have early voting opportunities, everybody. And you have to be very mindful here in New York around the challenges that can happen around affidavit ballots. Please do not let someone tell you that you are not on the roll if you know that you are on the roll. Don't say that they can't find you in the system. Have them look and make sure they find you in the system. So many people had their opportunities blocked from them because of that. And so there are executive orders that are being rolled out. But also, you know, Dr. Lee, you know, in my role in the DNC, we're engaging with our voter protection teams so that everyone can be aware of what you need to do. So to everyone watching and listening, iwillvote.com.
iwillvote.com. I'm writing it down right now.
.com. You can go there. It will show you by state, so not just New York, but any state across the country, the information you need on how to make sure you are able to vote, to protect your right to vote, to register and be engaged in that way. We will not be silent in letting people try to take our vote away because we have to win this election.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, and the people need to know. They need to go to that site and find out exactly the time that they need to go. If they're going to go by mail, you got to do that early because you don't want everything to be backed up. And,
we don't want people waiting. I mean, and again, this is what I say to everyone. You really don't have an excuse. You have plenty of time to get registered. You can vote by mail. You can do early voting if you need to go day of and do it safely. But again, iwillvote.com is the site that we've created so you can figure out all the information, not just for you, but for your family members across the country. And just so you can understand, I tell people often, Dr. Lee, Election Day is not just November 3rd. Election Day is the first day a ballot gets to you. And the people down in North Carolina, their ballots started dropping last week. So we're in the move right now.
We're in it right now. We're in it right now. It's like when Harlem Week first started. It was like a couple of days in front of the Harlem State Office Building. Then it was Harlem Week, but now it's Harlem Month. So this is election month, basically, or election year, if you want to take it all the way back.
It's that season. It's that season.
The election season. Now, also, they opened up a couple of arenas across the U.S. Two of them here in our town, the Barclays Center and Madison Square Garden. They're going to be open for voting on the 24th of October through November 1st, and all-day election day from 6 to 9 p.m. at night.
You know, it's another reminder that the athletes do not just shut up and dribble, right? Being engaged in that way is critical and essential.
Absolutely.
And people, this is what happens. You know, think about this in the last 2+ weeks, how we saw what's been going on in Kenosha. We see what's happening around the country. And I'm so proud of our athletes and our leaders saying enough is enough. And so this is part of that element that's happening there. And
Yeah.
so we would say, look, everybody, let's not just be entertained. Let's be engaged. Let's get in the game. Let's stop playing. And that's what we can do. And also, when you're trying to figure out more ways to be involved, there are many groups that are doing great work on the ground. Athletes for Impact doing incredible work across the country and what they're having happen. Until Freedom doing incredible social justice work on the ground. People are doing the work, and we want to make sure that you're a part of the process. And lastly, Dr. Lee, something you and I talk about a lot around education. This is why civics matters so much. So I got to shout out, Generation Citizen and what they're doing by empowering the young people to be in the game, as well as New Leaders Council. Generation Citizen mobilizing high school students, New Leaders Council mobilizing our millennials. I'm saying to everybody, don't just talk about it, be about it. And that's what we're doing right now.
That's right. Now, when people go to the ballot box, what safety procedures are in place? What accommodations are made for voters to feel safe during this pandemic?
Well, there definitely will be the 6 feet of distancing. Absolutely will be happening. Beyond that, everyone, we need to have on your mask when you go to vote as well. They'll make sure the privacy scanners are in place. They'll make sure that people have the distance outside as well. You'll be, we'll make sure that you're safe. And I think the best way to frame this is, our forefathers, our foremothers, our ancestors, they endured much more to have a chance to vote. I'm sure you can walk outside with a mask to go vote in 2020.
Absolutely. So that's what's happening in the world of politics.
In the world of politics.
That's how we do it on WBLS. DNC Vice Chair, Assemblyman Michael Blake, thank you so much. I know if you need any help, let us know. If we can be of assistance, we'll try to be there.
We need you, Dr. Lee. We need everybody in terms of mobilizing the cause. And so, again, everybody, iwillvote.com. Let's get that out there, and let's make the rounds. There's a lot of communities that still need that awareness as well. And do not forget to fill out the census, everybody, September 30th. We need you.
There you go. All right. Thank you so much. Assemblyman, we appreciate you. We love you. God bless.
Love you. God bless.
Assemblyman Michael Blake, he's also the DNC Vice Chair. We'll take a break and come back with a whole lot more next on Open.